Welcome to the Real Aesthetic Podcast, a real deal on like aesthetics and stuff.
Oh, we've been rolling this whole time.
He was my gopher.
I'm your host, Alexis Arsenis. We're going to have a good time here. Hey guys, welcome back to the Real Aesthetic Podcast. Today we are doing another one of our small business spotlight episodes, which is super exciting. So how this all... Oh, sorry. I thought that Josh was about to yell at me, but it's okay. We're good. We're good. Producer Josh. I was like, oh, producer Josh is going to yell at me right now. I thought you were throwing something at me. Okay, whatever. No, I'm totally fine. So today we are interviewing this... First of all, she's gorgeous, which is... Not that I didn't expect her to be pretty, but like she owns a construction company. So like you don't expect that. Sam from Eagle Hill Homes.
Hi, thank you for having me.
I'm truly obsessed with this outfit.
I mean, really went for the pink today.
I love it.
All in.
But like hopefully summer, spring, something like that's here.
70 degrees.
I'll take it.
We're happy.
I'm
Yeah.
here till 5 in the studio and I'm like kind of sad about it. But
just like stick your head out the
Head
window
outside.
like a dog. You're like, hi. It's like my dog when I
Is
take
your
him for
son?
rides. Yeah, he's like.
So let's a little bit about you. Give us your story, how you started building houses. I mean, now you're building houses. Before you were doing like smaller jobs, right? Like, let's give me a little rundown.
Yeah. Okay. Little rundown. So yeah, right now we're doing builds and like large scale renovation projects,
Love it.
both for clients and also like for development myself with my husband. It kind of all started a little bit by accident.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's always the best way.
Never wanted to be an entrepreneur. Like didn't think that I don't know, had it. I was just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just going to like work my way up the corporate ladder. I was working in social media marketing for a while out of college. And I guess rewind from there, my husband and I have been together for 16 years.
Okay.
So we met when we were children.
Yeah, I love that.
Love it. Right. So, but at the beginning, he was like, hey, I want to like invest in real estate. This is in college. I'm like, dude, no. Like, can't we just be normal? Why do we always have to
punch in?
Yeah, what do we have to always go above and beyond? So I was like, can we not? So I was like, sure, just like
Yes,
yeah,
him to death.
exactly. Until I was like, I'm gonna go abroad and like do all my things. So we graduated college and bought our first rental property. And it kind of started from there. So like it's a shit hole. I have to renovate it. Don't know what I'm doing, have no money. So did that a couple of times.
How did you get the funding?
Oh man. So
because that's a question a lot of people are
it's
going to ask, because people want to get into this game that
Mhm.
don't have money, or they get in this game and they're like, so I have a house filled with cockroaches. What do I do? Like,
basically that.
yeah.
So for the first year out of college, we lived in his parents' basement, saved
it.
every dollar we had, got a down payment, and then for the renovation funds, sorry, mom and dad, but like pulled from our 401ks and paid the penalties. Our parents like obviously didn't know at the time because we were so young, just to get like, $30,000 each, whatever it was. And also had like a small amount of savings. So like, therefore we were doing all the work.
Yeah.
Because we
You just literally paid for materials.
couldn't afford to pay people. And like trying to borrow tools because I was like, I can't buy these tools. Thankfully, my husband, Nick, his dad is kind of like jack of all trades. And at that had his own like landscaping, small business, and then went to work in the union. So he had some tools that he was helping us with. So he'd basically come after work and like yell at us.
People forget like how much you need to do stuff.
So much.
Like,
so much.
The collection of tools that like I'm sure you haven't, like my husband has, because like my husband also is a contractor. I think that there's probably like 70 or 80 Milwaukee packouts just like at any given time in my house, around my house,
100%,
or somewhere.
In like the storage too. Like we keep upping our storage, and I'm like, yeah, we're gonna need to like get I don't even know,
a
warehouse or full shop, soon. But so yeah, that's how it started. And in that time, I became obsessed with construction. While my husband was like really obsessed with doing the numbers, and like I was just like, how are we gonna pay for this, dude? Like you figure that out. I'll figure out how to build it. And that's pretty much what we did. And
I love
just
that.
kind of rolled with it until it kind of landed me here. So we did a couple renovation projects. We bought like 2 and 3 families in East Boston and South Boston.
Such good places.
Great spots. So great because we were young and we wanted to live there.
Yeah.
We were living, like we'd have people over and we'd be like, put your shoes on. Like you can't take your shoes off in this house.
Yeah.
It was actively under construction.
Oh, yeah.
Like holes in the floor, the thing. I'm like, there's only one outlet, so you can either use the fridge or the microwave, but like one or the other. Pick one. Like this is
This
dark.
sounds like my life. Which
It's
is
literally,
so
yeah. We're like separated at birth here. When you do it, it's like people know.
It's the chaos. I
so
think that
chaotic.
in some weird way we love chaos because I just feel like construction, there's always a mess, but I always feel like my house is last.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So people come over and they expect this like beautiful custom house. And I'm
Mhm.
like, yeah, my 5-foot beautiful backsplash is like tile is in my kitchen. It's just not
Installed
in my kitchen.
Like,
It's
why
just,
would it be?
it's just chilling there. And then I'm like, well, I'd rather get the outside projects done right
Mhm.
now because it's so nice out. Why am I doing the inside projects? And then my mom's like, but you don't have any cabinets on your uppers because I want open shelving.
Oh, love it. Love it.
And I'm like, yeah, but like my counters work.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. I
The
feel like you make it
appliances
work. Yeah, like
that's what
whatever.
matters.
I feel like, and then you don't have children, so it's just the two of you.
Yep.
So you guys can like really make it work.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier when you don't have kids.
Yeah, they add a layer for sure.
The kids like have to have like
They
nice
need
shit.
Yeah, they have to be like taken care of,
Yeah, they can't like breathe in sawdust.
Yeah, no. Pretty sure that's not allowed.
So awesome. So now you're doing these. Are you flipping things too? Or are you just keeping them and sitting on them?
So we have a few rental properties that we kept, which is from the early days. 7 doors, 4 properties. Now I'm like forgetting. Yeah. So South Boston, East Boston, we self-manage them. We have
That's awesome.
Young
How do you
children.
like that?
It's good. Lately, it's been harder and harder to manage the tenants. I feel like the first couple of years was pretty simple. Now
Tenants are hard.
They're young. They're young and they don't know how to change a light bulb.
Oh, you're dealing with that.
Oh yeah. Like, hi, I think the big like silver tube going to the dryer is clogged with water. I'm like, water? What? No. Like
lint?
Lint? Also, like, what is leading you to this?
Like, how did you figure that out?
Like, did ChatGPT tell you this? Like,
No.
I'm just so confused.
See, when I inherited a 3-family in Lynn,
Yep.
that was my grandmother's, and she was a hoarder. So it took us like 11 30-yard dumpsters to clean a 2-bedroom apartment.
11.
I
don't even think people understand how much trash that is.
People don't understand how much money that is.
Oh my
like
God, yeah.
11 dumpsters at that, and everything was overweight.
Wow.
Everything. So we're like 10 plus grand in just dumpsters just to get rid of shit.
Mhm.
And then my mom had rented the other units out to a family, the 2 other units.
Yeah.
And they were just super dirty. And you can't get tenants out now.
No.
That's like not a thing people talk about. I think that everyone sees these things on Instagram of like invest in these properties, like get a rental, but they don't talk about like the horror stories. Like we had cockroaches. It cost me $20,000 in pest control.
Insane.
And they still were there.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, what? Who lives like this? Like just clean. Like it's not that hard.
Yeah.
Do you have problems with that? Or you're dealing with more like the uppy, yuppie kids that just don't know how to do anything?
More yuppie kids that don't know how to do anything.
I'd rather that.
They also don't clean. I mean, some of them do. We had a couple instances where there was like mold growing in the shower. And I was like, guys, like, do you know what? Like, what? You're also showering here daily? But they're, early 20s, but also, do you have eyes? I don't know. It's tough.
It's like not college anymore.
No. But the girls, I will say, stereotypically are better, cleaner. But generally speaking, it's good. It's great income. It's nice to have the properties. Happy we did it. Also, if I never renovated all of those, I never would be here. So
how do you manage everything? Do you use like a CRM system? Like what do you use?
Yeah, we use Tenant Cloud.
Okay. I like Builder Trend.
Oh, so Tenant Cloud's for the tenants.
Okay.
Builder Trend is for the business.
Yes.
We love Builder Trend.
It's like my favorite software
So
ever.
it's really great. Really great.
I think that the versatility, I think that a lot of people don't talk about that too, is talking about like how to manage everything.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you were just relying on writing it in your phone, like
oh my God.
never, with these renovation projects.
No.
So do you find it hard for your subs to like, will they all use Builder Trend, or is it really you using Builder Trend and that's your method of management because these subs don't want to do it?
Oh, you're hitting the nail on the head. So first couple of years, it was literally me, myself, and I running this business by accident. So like started doing the renos for myself, like, for our tenant project or, our
Were
rental
you like
properties.
installing the tile, doing all the work?
Oh yeah. All the work. It was like me, my husband was helping, but like drywall, tile, framing, I a little bit dabbled in plumbing and electrical, but like should not do that. So didn't do that a lot. Flooring, all the
Hey,
things.
as long as it passes inspection.
Yeah, we're good.
If there is one.
Yeah. Thankfully was. Everything was good. We're good. On the up and up. But yeah, so did all of that. And then when the business started, it was like somebody reached out and was like, can you do my house? I saw you're doing this because you're posting on Instagram. And I was like, yeah, no, absolutely not. But then at the time I was like, you know what? My husband's like, just do it. Like, whatever, you can do it. So I did. And basically went on Instagram and was like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And I'm doing this project for this client. Like, hopefully I do a good job.
Yeah.
And then by the time that was over, we had more clients. So it was kind of like so fast and I was just doing it myself. I had no platform. So I got Builder Trend at that time to kind of circle back and answer your question.
Literally.
But I was the only one using it. Nobody else was like, I was trying to have my subs use it. They were like, no, like meet me on the side of 93 and give me my check.
Yeah.
I was like, cool. Yeah, absolutely.
What
sure.
is up with the weird places they want to meet?
So wild. I'm like, I need the check today by 2. I'm like, but like, no, you also haven't finished the job.
Yeah. I'm like, I'll give you half.
Right.
Maybe.
And I'll also like, I'm not meeting you on the side of the highway. Like, did I? Yeah. But like, did I want to? No. Literally.
You're like, I'm at the Clover between 93 and 95.
Yep.
Just meet me in one of the grassy areas. Like, it'll be fine.
Quite literally. I'm waving the white envelope. It's all fine. But like at that point, I'm like, I felt so lucky that people were working, that they were doing the work. Now tables have turned. Obviously, so the business is 4 years old, still a baby. But
construction, that's a long time.
Yeah, we've learned a lot. And now, I have a great team of subs. We have a team of, there's 7 of us in the, like employee wise, that's on payroll, including my husband and I. So 5 employees.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, two guys in the field, 3 in the office.
Estimates, doing all that fun stuff for you?
So I do all that.
That's my favorite part.
Yeah, I'm just like, you need the control of it. So my husband and I do that. He helps PM. I did all that for a while and I was like, dude, it's your turn. Good luck.
When we started our first, we're on like our third rebrand.
Wow.
So we started and Rob wanted Triple R services, which was like initially like his Roberts, Renault, whatever the fuck it was, whatever. And then I was like, that just looks so tacky. Like, I'm just over it. So then his last name's Deering. So I was like, we'll do Deering Designs and like, we'll stick to that. Super simple. And then when we moved to New Hampshire, I was like, well, I want to register in New Hampshire. And our farm is Deering Family Farm. So he was like, why don't we just call it Deering Family Contracting and just start fresh and stay in New Hampshire?
Love it.
And I was like, you know what? If I don't have to drive to Peabody, like, because
seriously.
For me, like living in North Reading, going to Peabody wasn't bad, but like Atkinson, New Hampshire, Peabody, like I just don't want to. And most of our clients were in Peabody.
Yeah, the drive takes so much time. It's all money.
Which is not. I mean, we made good money there, but it was just like I wasn't like loving the clients either that we were getting. So I was like, you know what? We'll rebrand. Now we're in New Hampshire, and the jobs I think are smaller scale, but they want nicer things.
I love that.
So like instead of like doing a cheap bathroom here that's like 30 grand, it's like a cheap bathroom with custom panel tile that's like 90 grand, but like not a big job. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
I love that. And I think a lot of what these construction companies now do is they scale too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And they take on all these jobs and they don't know how to manage. And they like, we had someone else here and she was like, yeah, I got really too big for my britches and I didn't know what to do.
It happens all the time. I was trying so hard not to scale quickly, A, because I was scared shitless. So like there's that.
Yeah.
And then B, I was like, I don't want to get to the point where like I have to scale back. And then like, especially you're hiring people. I'm like, these people, this is now it's not just me anymore.
Their life.
This is their livelihood. And like, I need to be really methodical about this. So I'm glad we went slow. Because I feel like it's easy to get excited. And then especially in that time, 2021, post-COVID, everyone's like, woo, let's renovate. I could very easily have been like, yeah, we'll take it all on and figure it out.
6 jobs at a time.
And then you lose that reputation, which is really what I was trying to build, was that like kind of client experience that I feel like is so missing in the industry. And like, every time I call someone back, they're like, you call me back? I'm like, yeah, that's like basic human things.
The thing that I find funny about construction is that it needs and I don't mean this like in a weird way, but like it needs like a feminine touch.
Yeah.
Because there's no, like when you talk to like legit, like my husband, he is not a people person. He's not. Like he is very much like leave him alone. He'll build it. He built this in like 20, we all did it together, but like 24 hours just put together, So I mean, he doesn't know how to talk to people. So at least I was the person that was like, hey, how are you? Okay, what are you looking for? Meet me at, like, a lot of them want to buy at Floor and Decor. Not a huge fan, but like they love to buy there. So like I'm like, meet me there. But he would have never gotten those
No.
clients
Right.
if he didn't have someone that was like hand holding these people.
Yeah.
So I think that's what gives you a huge edge too, is being like female owned and run.
Yep.
And do kind of being the person that's doing the consultations, doing all the doing all the oh my God, I guess consults. I'm like,
Yeah.
not estimates, excuse me. I can't even think right now. Doing all of that. And then that way you have that connection with them and they probably absolutely love it.
Oh yeah. And it's just a human element. It's a massive investment.
Huge.
It's
Stressful as
so
hell.
stressful. You're putting majority of your savings, if not everything, if not taking loans out, your like life on the line. I mean, these people that are doing, 6, 7, 8 million or 6, 7, 8 100,000 to $1 million renovate. I mean, you don't just have that, right? But yet you're supposed to just like throw a plan set at like Joey the contractor and be like, yeah, I guess. I'm like, why?
I think that people don't understand how much goes into it. They
Agreed.
think like, this is the job I want. I want this bathroom done. Great. This is the price. Awesome. When I ever told my clients such thing as a change order,
Oh yeah,
they were like, what? I'm like, yeah, like when you change it in the middle of the project, like there's a cost associated with that.
right.
I know so many contractors that don't charge for change orders.
It's horrible. There's a line, right?
Why?
There's a line of like,
I mean, I guess
if it's
like
a couple $100, I'm like,
whatever.
whatever, it's fine, not a big deal. It's a couple $1,000s. I mean, there's a different story. If it's something that we missed or that could have been avoided, but like somehow, some way came up because of our team, different story. Like, I'm not going to be change ordering the client just out of my just kind of conscience.
No,
but
yeah.
if they're like, hey, I know we decided on a 5-foot shower, now I want it 7. That's a
Huge
change order.
difference. That's a huge difference.
I mean, which happens like
That's
all the time. All the time. Which, we're
no one knows like measurements.
No. I mean, that's why the 3D, the realistic renderings are super important, which we provide. And we have our designer on staff who also like does all the 3D and helps finalize all the plan sets, and we're showing them 3D. But even that, like, scale is difficult. So it's, and I always say, like, it's not your job to know, meaning the client's job. It's my job to tell you. That's literally why I'm here. So I need to just be very clear in setting expectations. And then you need to speak up if you don't understand. And that's really like the kind of honest conversation I have in the beginning. Like, hey, I've had clients be like, what's a baseboard? I'm like, great question. Okay, let's start from the top. Like, this is called trim.
All the styles.
Yeah, exactly. And then I've had clients that are like, I know what I want. I'm like super into it. So it's like gauging them out. And then during our design phase, which is like anywhere from 4 to 9 months of design.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, depending on the project size, I'm like, I need you to be transparent with me. If you don't understand, or if you're just, guessing me of like, yeah, like I get it, and you don't, we're going to be at rough stage and you're going to be like, wait, why is that there? And that's when,
the worst when you like go over the plan and you're like, great. And I always would have all the 3D plans all the renderings out. And I'm like, I want you to sign them.
Yeah. Oh,
in the corner of each one.
Yep.
And she's like, why? I go, because I know for a fact when I rip these walls down, minus everything else, we're probably going to find under them, there's going to be something you want to change.
Yep.
And that's fine. But I just need to know this is the design that you want.
Yep.
And now I feel like we've gotten to the point where I don't have a lot of, we could take on a lot of new clients, but for us, it's the same people just doing bigger projects in their house.
That's great.
So went from like an addition to now a kitchen.
Yep.
To now, okay, we want a master suite here. Like, and so that's kind of like where the land that I like to live in, because I'm sure you have horror stories with subs.
Some, I will say.
What was your biggest like learning curve with hiring subcontractors?
So the biggest one was a sub that basically, hiring subcontractors, I guess, as a whole, right? It was more so like, as I said in the beginning, felt like thankful that they wanted to work with me, because I was like, without you, I am nobody. I need help. Once I was able to build the business up, get, obviously continue to kind of the growth in general, make connections, have people like be thankful for me giving them work to bid, the tables kind of turned. And now I really have a great group that like, they're my go-to. with that said, you always want to expand, and I'm always looking to like meet new people that are reliable. But most recently we had, one horror story where a subcontractor was, started out great. It was a framer. Everything looked awesome. Like, yeah, no big deal. I can get this up. He had like 20 guys on site. I'm like, this is great. Super responsive, all that, everything you're looking for. And then slowly but surely over the course of a couple weeks, it was like a little less guys, some guys I've never seen before, some guys that I literally question if they know how to frame a wall. So now it's like all of our energy.
And it's hard because you know what you're doing.
Well, right. And now I'm like,
you're not just a GC with like a pretty face and just showing up.
Yeah.
Like you know what to do.
So now I'm living on site and I'm like, that's wrong. That's wrong. I'm like, I could just let me do it at this point.
Yeah.
And at that point, it got to the point where I was like, we need to redo all of this. Not only have I paid you and paid the materials to do this that we now have to rip out.
The pain. I've literally, I can
you can feel it.
I know because this exact scenario literally happened to me.
And it's like kind of initiation in a way. Like you have to go through it at some time, but this was definitely the biggest scale that it's happened. We're building like an 8,000 square foot house and it happened there. And it was my project, thankfully, like our development. So a little different, like not having to explain to a client, but still I'm like, dude, you've messed this all up. So then it was like, okay, how do we, let him go, fire him in a way which that like,
doesn't get you sued,
doesn't get me sued, doesn't make him angry. But like the quality of work was just horrible. And there was a lot of other things behind the scenes that he was doing that was a little sketch. So anyway, he's gone. It's better now. Yeah. But learning that of kind of like how, and then, from a development standpoint, you're borrowing construction budget, borrowing from the bank. Every minute matters. It matters on a client project too, but a little bit different. And we're trying to hit, a completion date for a certain time to get this on the market. So I'm like, this is just like not great.
I remember my first big job, like for myself, that I was like totally managing. I was super pregnant. And I was like with my first one or my second one. I don't even know.
They all blend together at this point.
Whatever. And my first one. And we like, Rob was like, I'm going away for a training. Like you can handle this. These guys are going to frame. Like it should be fine.
Yeah.
Mind you, he was like friends with this person. So I was like, okay, like I didn't think I needed to be there. So I'm like, guys, send me a picture. The roof's like this. I was like, what?
It hurts because I know.
I was like, why are we slanted? Roof, that's not the style we're going for here.
Right.
Like it's supposed to be straight. Like, what are you doing? And Rob was like, what's the problem? And I was like, you're in Omaha right now. Yeah. And like, if I tell you this, you might like blow up Massachusetts right now. He's like, rip it all out. I'm like, I can't rip it out. Like it was so bad.
Yeah.
And then that same job before that happened, we had hired, there was this kid, he really wanted to do foundations. It was like a cheap, like $10,000 foundation. It wasn't anything crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, like I'll give you some now. And like, you're going to start, came in like a nice logo truck, like everything checked the boxes, like got all his COIs, everything great. Takes the cash and leaves. Never saw him again. Found out he got arrested. I was like,
it's just, yeah. I had a recent one, same guy, trying to double deposit my checks. So he was just like taking the checks and
mobile and then
yeah. So finally we like figured it. Like, thank God for my accountant because he would ask.
Would it work?
Oh, it worked. It worked.
Really?
I couldn't believe it. I could not believe that it worked. I was like, this is some like psychotic shit. I thought immediately you'd be shut down. Some of them,
I thought you would.
Some of them worked, some of them didn't, but enough worked. Yeah.
Until you're like, why?
Until I was like, this is feeling weird. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, so that kind of all happened in tandem with everything you do is terrible. So it was like an easy.
You suck.
You just suck in general, which also sucks for me. But it was an easy kind of, all right, we're cutting ties. But yeah, like stuff like that. It's hard. And especially they say a woman, it's harder.
Yeah, because they think we're dumb.
Yeah, of course, naturally. And that's why I would literally in the beginning go by Sam and like not have anything say Samantha. So people thought I was a guy for a hot second. So they would respect me. And then
I was Alex for a long time.
We know. You have to.
I'm like, hey,
sad.
I'm Alex. And they're like, oh, hi. I'm like, yep, I need this done.
Especially on text, it's easy.
Yeah, but text is so easy. Because then obviously they don't hear your voice. But like, what kills me too is I think when people start construction, they see like HGTV.
Oh, the worst.
and they think that starting a construction company is easy. And I'm sure you can agree, like it is I would really push to say it's probably one of the most stressful
Mhm.
things to do when you're first starting.
Oh, yeah.
Your first 5 years, miserable.
Miserable. And, like, it's getting
We're at 5 years
we're
and I'm
at
like,
all right, so I got a year to go.
yeah.
It's and day to day, I wake up, I love what I do. I
Yeah.
actually I, like, enjoy every aspect of it so much. It's just you have to stumble through it.
Yeah.
There's no fast track. There's no
No.
someone's not gonna tell you, "Oh, do this," and all of a sudden it's gonna change your business. Like, you need to make the mistakes, pay the piper, do all the things, hire the bad subs, get your checks double deposited to know
Mhm.
what to do. And I guess that's like any industry, but
Or not get
construction
paid. That's another one
or
too.
not get paid. But yeah, I guess it's, similar to just entrepreneurship in general. But it's one of those things where you're like, okay, I'm just gonna like keep taking the hits. It's like, how many times can I get up because I'm not stopping? And then hopefully, I think
Yeah.
one day it's gonna be okay.
Hopefully we're like,
Can you
we
just
wake
call me
up-
and let me know when it happens? And then
I love that video where like people do that TikTok and they try to make it like, what do they like snap their fingers and like
Oh, yeah.
something's clean and like the girl's just like, this project isn't finishing.
Quite
And I was like,
literally.
that's literally my life.
Yep.
I'm really impressed with you though. That's so amazing. You're doing 8,000 square foot houses. That's not small by
No.
any means. That's a huge ass house.
It's
Where
big.
are you doing that type stuff?
That is in Andover right now.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Are those under construction now?
Yeah, under construction now. We just insulated this week. So it's getting there.
I love that. Like getting close to sheetrock.
It's oh my God, that's the best. So
Once the rock goes up.
Oh, it's the best. And like just going in there and not being able to hear outside wind. I'm like, oh, the insulation is great. I love it. So yeah, that's doing good. And we love that. It's just then selling it.
So are you also in real estate? Does your husband sell the real estate? Is he a realtor?
So we talked about it for so long of him doing it and started to get his license and then never went
That was our
through.
problem too.
He was just, yeah. The thing is that a lot of these agents we have great relationships with and they're bringing us these deals. So we feel like once we potentially, and this is maybe speculation, but if he gets his license and starts selling out the deals, what's the other
way you're going to get clients?
Yeah,
too?
like the agents are bringing it to us because they also know they're going to sell it out after it's done. So it's both sides. So thought about that a little bit. But as of right now, it's working.
You guys are just working on the building.
Just working on the building. And then, every time we have a showing, we go and like sell the crap out of it. I basically do all the tours.
So how do you delegate like what you do and what your husband does? He more finance and then you're doing more of like the hands-on like PM?
Yeah. He was more finance for a while. And then because he also, so the first like year and a half, it was just me. And then chaos kind of broke loose and he ended up getting sick.
Oh.
So then I was running the business. He was sick and I was like, dude.
I'm not good with the numbers end. I get aggravated.
I was trying to do it and I was like, also, can you like call the IRS and make sure we're good? Like, do you mind? And he was like, yeah, it's fine. So I was trying to do everything. He ends up, getting better. And then after like a year and a half and then comes and was like, I'm at that point decided to quit his job because he was doing mortgage loans.
Okay. So he was already in finance.
He was already in that. And before that, yeah, he was always kind of in that world, but never kind of with me. And then when he was like, what's life? Like, let's just do this together now. So that was kind of like the pivotal moment of us kind of doing this together. And at that time, I only had one employee. So I was like, great, let's build it. He kind of took over all the finance side. I was doing all the estimating. He was helping with kind of bidding. And then I was doing all the project managing. And after a while,
that's a lot of work.
It was, and managing the employee.
That's a lot
who was
of work.
helping. But yeah, never had a break. So
Mhm.
finally, when he came on, we started growing the team. I was like, let's restructure. Now I'm doing sales and marketing, which is easy for me because I love it. And doing really the whole design phase with my designer. So I'm managing the designer, managing kind of like all the preliminary like plan sets, helping with estimating, bidding. He's doing that. And then he's actually kind of taking over as the PM. And then he has an APM.
Is your designer does all architectural stuff too, or just like your 3D renderings, or you have a full-time?
She does all architectural as well.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So sometimes, we do also sub out like the 8,000 square foot.
We sub out like all our design, all of it now, just because it was easier to do than it was to like have someone on staff because we weren't doing jobs that required like, and I know everyone's like, oh, price it. Do you price them all in? Like if you're doing a small job, do you do a rendering for every job?
So yes, we try not to. I guess small job. The smallest we've now taken on is sometimes we'll do a kitchen, but other than that,
So you're already doing big scale.
usually
anyway.
it's like full scale renovation, and if it's an addition, it's like roughly 1,000 square foot addition plus like master bath on top, whatever it is. So generally speaking, we've tried to gotten away from it only because it's a time suck.
I was gonna say it takes so much
The
time.
trades turn over so quickly. Like I'm used to, okay, let's like foundation, let's frame, like get your MEPs in there. And like, I'm like, if you do a bathroom or a kitchen, it's like, okay, electrician one day, plumber the next. I'm like, I can't keep up.
Yeah, it's too it's quick. It's quick. And I like that it's quick, but I think that now everyone expects construction to be done like yesterday.
Oh yeah, they're like, can you get it done in 3 weeks? I'm like, 3 weeks?
I'm like,
no.
Your material's not even going to be here.
And I always explain like inspections are not, I can't control when they come.
No.
I can only call them.
But I have always heard horror stories about inspectors, and honestly, every single one I've worked with has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
Maybe one that was like a little bit of a stickler, but like no one has ever given me a hard time. I remember when I first started like helping him with construction stuff, all of these other guy friends that I had that were in construction were like, "Oh, that guy sucks."
Yeah,
like,
yeah. They love that.
I was like, "What?" I'm like, he's so nice. I bring him corn muffins and like we hang out. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I show up with coffee to the town hall.
Yep,
like,
that's what
he's
it
like,
takes.
That's why you get the jobs. I'm like, well, yeah, but like, if you're just acting like a dick on site, like you're just not gonna get.
And the inspectors, like the first time they meet you, I'm sure you deal with this too, right? They tell you something that like you don't need to do by code. They'll be like, you really should add a hanger here. And it's like, well, by code, I don't need a hanger here. Yeah. But you just say, okay, yeah, no, totally, that's fine. And I'll always say to them, yeah, that makes sense. And then right there, it's like they just want to feel like they have the power. It's typical. It's so typical men. So sorry, men out there. We do like you, but it is
we love
typical.
you.
We love you, but it's typical
but
men.
At a distance sometimes.
Right.
I'm like,
yeah.
Whatever.
I've never come across a female inspector. Have you?
No.
It'd be so great.
I don't think
Where are
so.
you?
I don't know. That could go both ways.
It could. It very well
She
could.
could be evil.
She could be. She probably would be because she'd be surrounded by
a bunch of jerks.
Yeah, that's not great.
Imagine
it's like when you go for your CSL renewal, you're like, oh, hey.
I've never seen a girl.
This year I had some girls, like 3, and they were like, hey, like across the room. I'm like, what up?
When I took my CSL, also giantly pregnant during the class, it was on Zoom. And you know how you like tab your book? They were like, I'll never forget it. We're like on Zoom. They're like, okay, like the next class, make sure your book's tabbed, whatever. We get to the next class. Book's tabbed. Of course. Obviously, you just take chapter 1 and you
Pretty simple.
Pretty simple.
Yeah.
They were 5 men arguing over why they weren't tabbing the book together in class. And I was like, guys, chapter 1 sticker goes on chapter 1 sticker. I don't know. If you can't figure that out, I don't want you building a house or a bathroom. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm like, my face hurts because I'm laughing so hard because it's so true.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Or they spoke no English at all, and they're asking questions, and you were in the class, and especially being on Zoom, it was like literally terrible.
Everyone's like talking over each other awkwardly.
Yeah. I was like, this is really dumb. I'm just going to sit here and be quiet and just like.
I'm just going to take my notes and go take the test.
Yeah. It was just so ridiculous. I actually have to do mine again, and I'm like. Ugh.
Yeah. I just did mine a couple weeks ago. It's fine.
Was it that bad?
No, I had to do, it was just like a 9-hour, like in person.
Oh, that's not bad.
It was fine.
Where do you go through?
I'll send it to you. It's in Woburn. I just did Woburn's like Cummings Park or whatever. Yeah. And the guy it was honestly really like OSHA focused. It was like the OSHA 10 in person. It was like nothing about code. I did the online about code, which is just like, not a lot's changed. No. Yeah. I mean, small things, but that was simple.
Commercial, it's been a little bit different.
For sure.
Do you guys do commercial at all, or are you just residential?
Just residential for now. Our biggest will be like 6 units, but other than that, yeah.
Not focusing on like small businesses at all,
no,
storefronts, right?
Except for ours. Built that out like within 2 seconds. I was like,
do you guys have an office?
We do. We're in downtown Melrose.
I love that.
Yeah.
I just did a gorgeous job on Pearl Street. Like I love Melrose. We're always down there.
Yeah, we live there too. It's awesome.
Oh, that's so. I don't know why I thought you were in Peabody. Maybe because you had a job in Peabody. Maybe I saw a sign. I don't know.
There might have been a job, but yeah, we lived in Boston for the last 10 years and did a lot of our work out of like Southie, East Boston. Eagle Hill is the neighborhood where we started, which is how the name.
I was just going to ask. I was going to say, how did Eagle Hill happen? That's so cool.
So that was like the first neighborhood that I was like, I'm obsessed with construction that we were living in and renovating. And then we kind of needed like a middle ground because we were getting some clients in like Burlington, Woburn. I needed an office. I was driving around with like shit in my car, my trunk, and like setting up folding tables in construction sites. It's like, this is not cute. It's fine. Yeah, you know that it's like all the same. And I was like, I need like to be a little more professional. So we like went on Craigslist literally that day, found a small office in Melrose. I was like, I'll take it. Took the office, built it out. It was tight, but you know, it was like 400 square feet.
Had like, what do you need?
Yeah, it wasn't not a ton. We had our like little designs like area with all of our stuff. We had, and then at that point, there was 4 of us working out of it because my husband started working full time. We had 2 other employees, and then during that time, we were doing a development project in Melrose. We took like an old 6,500 square foot Victorian. It was an office, so it was a home obviously when it was built.
Yeah,
and then they just used it as office space. So it was like literally just rooms, carpeted rooms, and 2 half baths with carpet. But stunning woodwork, original doors, stained glass.
Did you keep it commercial or did you make it a house?
We zoned it for 2 condos, so we changed it to residential. And then the whole time we were doing it, I was like, we're about to live here, but like didn't tell my husband.
Did you move in there?
Yep. In May.
I love it.
He was like, what are we doing? And I was like, you don't know this yet, but we're actually moving here. But he's like, we have to sell it. Like, you know, it was going to make a ton of money. But instead we moved.
I love that.
And I'm so happy.
But I think that construction now, the trends are changing.
Yeah.
It used to be everything was white, grayscale, gray floors, Calcutta marble, like the same thing. And now people are like getting into this woodwork and stuff. Like these old Victorians, I'm obsessed with.
Yeah, me too.
Like old wood floors, give them to me.
Oh my God. I mean, I was every single door in the house we like took off, all original, stunning. And then we had to fit them into our plan set. So I had the like 45 doors in like my painter's yard and like sticky notes in like January. And I'm like, door 2, like trying to fit them on the plans. That my husband's like, are you serious right now? I'm like, I am dead serious. And they came out, I mean, original trim, all the woodworking. It was so worth it. But then clients saw that. They're like, I want to do that. I'm like, open your wallet. It's not cheap.
I was going to say, I don't even know that many like woodworkers that even do
building all the jams out, like every
that,
door.
Do that. Like my husband loves to do everything custom. So everything in my house, like all the door, even downstairs, like everything was done by him. He didn't, granted, do not judge downstairs because it was done so quickly.
I mean, I know that game when you're just like, just get it done.
Oh yeah. Like there's things here that make me like tweak a little bit, but I'm like,
no one sees it but you.
Yeah, but don't you go to places and you look and you're like, wow, that's not bad. Finished.
Yeah, I do.
Like I had one contractor come here. He was really funny. And he goes, so how mad is the code department with you? And I go, why? He goes, you spray painted your sprinklers? And I was like, no one's noticed that.
Tell me.
Yes, they hate me, the fire department.
Ceiling?
Yeah, I did. I sprayed. What do you want to see the things for?
You don't.
But they're like, they come in bronze. They come in bronze, white, and they don't come in black.
Yep.
They don't come in black anymore. Why?
Great question.
Stupid.
You forced my hand here. Like I had one option.
I was like, I would have taped it and done it.
Yeah.
But whatever.
It's fine. So funny.
So what is like the plans for you guys? Like, what are you trying? Like, what's your goal?
Great question. Changes every day. I mean, to retire. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
I mean, also that.
No. 41.
Yeah, that's the play.
Goal.
I mean, really to get the business into a spot where it can like continue like the reputation that we have with our clients, continue doing projects that are inspiring, continue kind of pushing the envelope. And really, like, in my opinion, you can find skilled craftsmen anywhere. You know, I mean, it takes a while to find them, but when you do, it's like it's the communication portion of like you're hiring a contractor, this is what you expect, and like the level of communication, and also just like for a client to feel safe while doing it, because you're like, I mean, we've been there, right? You're like up in the air, you're like, my whole life's turned upside down.
Yeah, they have no kitchen.
Yeah, they're just like,
getting old. They're like cooking on a George Foreman grill.
Yep. And they're mad, and I don't blame them.
No
so
bathroom.
It's like no bathroom. They're like literally peeing outside in our porta potty. I'm like, you guys good? Showering up the gym. Most of the time we have our clients move out, but creating that, I think, and like mastering it, I still feel like there's so many things we could do better, even though people are like, this is so great. I'm like, you know, how can we do better? Well, how can we excel? How can we, you know, continue making our product better? But I think the goal is really continuing to do client projects that inspire us. I really love the custom home build. There's so much to it, but to me, it's the same as like 1,000 square foot addition from like how much work it is and how much my team has to do.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'd love to get a couple of those large or, mediocre size custom homes, anything over 2,000 square foot. And then also continue our development, which has been really fun because that's where I get to like push the envelope. I'm doing, crazy stuff from a design standpoint and I get to design it.
What's your style? Like what's like something that's like,
it's changing, but I would say it's so funny. Like someone was saying the other day, like the boomer gray is turning into like the millennial neutrals and like organic, but like very organic, very purposeful. I think I lean toward the browns, the like wood tones. I love millwork. Like I feel little things in the home, like a hidden door or some applied moldings or just like creating. It's really just creating experiences. I love
make it more fun than like flat everything.
I love to host. I love to think about how people are going to use the space. I love all of that. So it's like working with clients, everyone has different styles. So it's like I can adapt to that. But I feel like generally speaking, I always keep saying to people, purposeful.
Yeah.
Like
functional.
We're not just like tossing it here and oh, that looks good.
But that's where your like being a female comes in.
Yeah.
Because I feel like guys build the houses, but like women make it a home type thing. You think of things that most like if a guy was going to go into a space in a kitchen, he's not going to think if he's not a cook,
right.
like he's not going to think of certain things. We're going to be like, no, we need a butler's pantry.
Yep.
Like there's no like negotiation.
2 dishwashers. Let's go.
Yeah.
You need them.
Yeah. The bigger the kitchen to me.
Yeah.
I want that to be the biggest
me too.
space in my house.
Yeah.
Because no one hangs out anywhere else.
Correct.
I want
say
two
that all the
10-foot islands in my new house. That's what I want.
Love
Rob's
it.
like, you're insane. I'm like, 2 10-foot islands.
When are we not going to use those? Like there's always going to be a time when you need that.
I never use my dining room table.
I know. I actually low-key do now because I got one that I love. It's like all marble and I'm like, I must sit here or else my husband's going to like set my house on fire.
If you bought a marble table, I would hope like you would use it.
But if not, I wouldn't sit there. I never did before I got this table.
I had Rob do a project for me that I was obsessed with this clawfoot table. I don't know. I had like a clawfoot like
I love a
addiction
clawfoot moment.
For a while. It was like really weird. So I got like this custom marble top for it. And I was like, this is my favorite table. To this day, in storage. Have not one space to put it.
Can we put it here?
It's like it wouldn't like fit.
What's it gonna do?
It's like a big, round, beautiful table, marble top, black, lacquered, beautiful.
Okay.
Clawfoot.
I feel like we need to figure out a spot.
I need something to do. I kind of want to sand it and put it back to its wood tone, but like it was in my era of like black and white.
Black and white. Love it.
Yeah. But now I think more for me, it's like organic, really natural, like stoned color. Everything like more of like a natural element. I mean, I live on a farm, so for me, it has to be functional.
I love that. Yeah, of course.
Like it can't. Like my kitchen and my mudroom have to be like equally the same size.
You're like the mudroom actually needs 2 10-foot islands.
Yeah, no, I need like a shower in the mudroom.
Literally, yeah.
Like a dog shower. Have you built one of those yet?
Not a dog shower. I've been dying to do a dog shower.
We're doing one. I'm so excited. Just for
you
ourselves.
are? Oh, love it. Send me pictures.
Like I just want like no seams, like one pieces of tile, big format. God, I don't want to clean.
You can also clean the kids in there, right?
Yeah,
like,
that's the point though. Hose them down.
Yeah.
They come in all muddy and gross. Hose these little kids down.
Perfect.
So what is I know I'm getting so off topic because I literally just found my new best friend, guys. Just met her today. Like I love her.
Separated at birth.
Yeah. What is your marketing strategy? How are you marketing?
Good question.
Where are you getting these clients? How are they finding you? How's all that working?
Yeah. We're all organic marketing.
Love it.
And I just do social media.
That's
I hate
it.
to say it, but Instagram is like our biggest.
Are you doing like paid ads or are you not even just like posting?
Just posting. We have yet to spend $1. I'm like big on that. Yeah. My husband's like, let's do Angie's List. I'm like, no, we're not doing that.
No, do not.
Right?
No.
And honestly,
the leads they give you are total crap.
Yeah. And I feel like it's a warm lead most of the time. So I do all the initial phone calls. And every time I talk to someone, they're like, I want to work with you. I'm so excited. I love what you guys do. And it's just better. It's like and I post about the business and I also post about just like life. And I think that's helpful because it like humanizes it,
yeah.
and we're not just like this like well-oiled machine, like also post about things that like we mess up sometimes. If it's my
Oh, yeah.
project, I'm like, dude, look what happened. And
I bought the wrong windows once and I posted that and people really appreciated it.
They do. I mean,
they were supposed to be tempered and they weren't.
oh, that happens. You just swap the glass out, but like tough days.
It was a whole
thing.
Yeah.
But like we're only human.
Yeah.
And I also say like it's just wood or steel, but like it's not a big deal. So it's not life or death. It's just a house. Everyone relax. And I say that to my employees if they're like freaking out. I'm like, it's just wood. Chill out. There's no need to go home and like stress about this. Like there are more important things in life. So yeah, I post a lot and it's helpful and definitely gets clients and then word of mouth, honestly. Clients that we've worked with that have great things to say, which we're so thankful for. We do some like testimonial videos with our clients and it's been great.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think the word of mouth for construction is I've never paid for any advertisements for Rob's Construction.
Well, so many people do, but then it's the client base is not what you want.
What's funny, and I'm not, this isn't to shit on everyone that does this, but in my experience, the subs that I've worked with, one in particular that I can think of, who spends thousands of dollars on marketing, their work, mediocre at best. It's really not that good. Their communication sucks. And you're just going to get more of the same thing. So like these people that are spending all this money on Angie's List, I question how good you are. Because if you're a good contractor, you don't need to spend thousands of dollars on separate things. I mean, granted, you're really good at like the social media. That's like your wheelhouse. So it makes sense. So maybe for some people that are just construction that don't have that, need to spend the money on that marketing. I get that.
For sure.
But like these services, I don't understand.
No, me either. And I always say too, it depends on what, a plumber, for example. If you want the service calls, my boiler broke and great, take it. But like you also can't be doing 6 condos simultaneously.
Exactly. You want to be what do you want your business to be? Do you want to be a maintenance guy?
Right.
Or do you want to be doing new development?
Which like there's a lot of money in maintenance. No shade. Like love it. Actually should have done that probably.
So when we were first transferring like everything and trying to figure out like pivoting to what we wanted to do, maintenance was like part of like what our clients wanted.
Awesome.
They were like, we don't want you to leave our house. We don't know how to do anything. So do you have a maintenance package? So we actually started a maintenance like kind of subscription.
We were thinking of doing that. And I've seen some,
love it. Like
awesome.
And it's good like income that's passive. Like we know it's coming. And it's like a typical membership. So like if they don't use us, they still pay us.
So monthly.
But we're available. Yeah.
Okay. And then do you cover like change out your
Mainly it's filters.
Filters, yeah.
Mainly that's
fridge filters and like AC filters. People are like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, okay. Or like,
and then now we've done so many of them. A lot of the companies like send us stuff. So we're like, there's like really no cost.
Yeah.
So we have like a program where he goes in and he'll do like, and it's as simple as like if they'll text me like, hey, I can't change this light bulb. And he's
sounds like my tenants.
Like, I'll do it for you. Like, but they just like have so much money and no time.
It's amazing.
They're never home. And when they show up and something's broken, they're like, that's what I want.
I mean, low key sounds like I could use that because it's like I do everything for
everybody else.
Like also change my beeping smoke detector that I just haven't bought a battery for.
I don't even have them in my house.
Yeah, they're literally off the ceiling because I'm like, I'll deal with this later.
Yeah, it's literally me. Like I don't even have outlet covers on my house.
Oh my God. So my friends came over this weekend from out of state from college and they're like texting me. They're like, we're here. And I didn't see it. They were ringing the doorbell. And like 5 minutes later, I came downstairs and go, sorry, I forgot to put a chime in the house. Like it wasn't ringing. I've lived there for a year. They're like,
mine doesn't either.
Oh, so this doesn't work? I'm like, no. Welcome in. Don't look at the paint.
Yeah. I tell everyone, I'm like, don't look at my outlets.
Yeah.
Right now, my return has no vent.
Love it.
So it's just a giant
Still
hole.
working.
I'm like, whatever. Like the kids throw shit in it. Like, I don't even care.
It's so funny.
It's so funny how we're just like not phased.
Not phased.
Where my mom comes over and she's like, the outlet covers. She's like, where are they? The kids are going to get electrocuted. I'm like, they're not. It's gonna be if they rip it off the wall and start messing with the wires, maybe I'll be a little bit nervous. But like my kids aren't taking forks and shoving them inside the outlet. Like we're fine.
Right.
So what else is like what else are your plans with this? So are you just doing this? We have no other what's other hobbies that you have? I feel like you're like a cool person.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you. I sometimes wonder. I'm like, do I only do this? But no, I mean, we're doing this. Obviously doing the development, still looking for rental property. So like real estate as a whole is a lot. And then other than that, it's I mean, there's no time for anything
Right.
else, generally speaking, but I'm on like a self-care kick where now I'm like, okay,
Oh.
you did absolutely nothing for yourself for years. So it's like
What's
trying to
self-care
do
to you?
that.
Like, what are we trying to do?
I mean, the
This is the world I
basics.
live
I
in.
know. I love that. I mean, we're bottom of the barrel here. We're like drink
Okay.
water,
Okay.
walk, or like
Okay.
exercise. Like to the point, yeah. It was a tough couple of years where I definitely didn't do anything for myself.
Hey,
So
you
like
have to like focus on you now.
yeah, we're starting. So I feel like that's kind of the era we're in. Hopefully starting a
We're 30s and
family.
thriving.
We're 30s and thriving. We're focusing on us. We're done, literally working ourselves to the ground. So yeah, self-care, maybe a family, hopefully a family, and then just kind of
I can also
living.
help with that. That's literally this is like
You're like my
my
fairy godmother. I found her.
I'm so excited. This is actually really cool.
This
I'm
is
so proud
great.
of you. I always like to end it with what's advice that you have for someone who is either starting to get in the trades or wants to get into this. Like, what is your go-to, maybe like 3 things that you would tell them?
I would say everyone that you talk to, or, when you think about starting into any business, but getting into especially construction, you're going to start running it by family and friends, coworkers, whatever. They're probably going to tell you every reason why it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
And with that said, don't ask people that haven't done it for advice, because I think that's where we start to get into trouble, right? Where we're like, even rental properties, like you ask someone, oh, no, you don't want to do that. You don't, what happens when the toilet's
of
clogged
work.
at 3 a.m? Ask a landlord, and maybe like one that you aspire to be, or ask somebody that's done it. So I would say like podcasts like this that highlight entrepreneurs, like listen to the stories, because I think when you ask somebody, and no shade, but your colleague in corporate America, if I should quit and start a business tomorrow, obviously they're going to say no, because why would you ever do that if you're sane? But on the other hand, it's like the most fulfilling and best thing I've ever done with my life, and like couldn't imagine being anywhere else.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Hopefully we'll have you back. We'll pick like a social media topic or
Oh,
something.
I love
and
that.
we can do it up. But tuning. Oh, where can everyone follow you?
Oh,
What's
yeah.
all your socials?
So it's just at Eagle Hill Homes on Instagram, Facebook, and our website's eaglehillhomes.com. And there's a work with us tab. If
Are you on
anyone's
TikTok yet?
Oh,
Are we doing
girl.
dances yet?
So we're not doing dances yet. I am an avid TikToker watching, but I am not. I need to get on it. Maybe that's my new goal.
I'll let
There's my hobby.
girl Olivia that works for me to come hang out with you and
Oh,
show
perfect.
you. She's like the TikTok dance queen. My whole TikTok is her dancing.
Oh, great.
I don't do
I can
that.
hire her to dance.
Yeah.
Great.
That's
Sold. Another thing I
know.
need.
I have the TikTok dancers too.
I love
apparently.
it. She's got everything, guys. She's got everything.
All right, guys. So tune in on Fridays at 12 at Real Aesthetic Pod on Instagram, and then at tra.studios on Instagram as well. If you would like to be on the show and have spotlight your business, send us a DM and we'll get you guys on there. Thanks so much.